Good day, good morning, good evening, and good night. Welcome to Positive Rates. We got some airplane noises in the background playing through the intro. No team members today, but I've got a member of the Positive Rate family guesting with us today. It's Sean. Sean, how you doing? Thanks for joining me.
Very well, sir. Thank you very much.
What brings you up to the field on this fine day? We're going to do a little bit of flying around France, aren't we?
Fly with friends.
France. And friends.
Fly with friends around France, yes.
Fly with friends around France in a no, we're in an arrow. Anyway, where's my controls? No, we're just before the stream, we're talking about Duxford Museum, but you're on about a tank museum.
Yeah, they've got the sort of World War One and World War Two tanks.
Oh, dude, they got that big, massive thing from World War One. It had the guns on the side. Beautiful day here in France, anyway. Do you know the tank I'm talking about?
No.
Indiana Jones. Raiders, was it Last Crusade or something like that? They're on that. It was a big. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Tell me about all these tanks.
They got tracks on. Big
we
guns.
got tracks. Oh, class. You could write a tourist guide for the museum.
It's like a team manager, isn't it? You ask the team what tires they've got on, soft, medium, or hard, and they turn around and say Michelin's, Bridgestones, or Pirelli.
I love that.
I don't want to be too obvious.
Well,
try and keep it cryptic.
My son talks like that all the time, actually. So I'll say, have you brushed your teeth yet? And he'll say something like, well, I'm going to use toothpaste. And I said, no, but are you doing it now? My toothbrush needs recharging. It's like kind of deviation questions. I don't know. It's a bit strange. Anyway, I'll just go through the flight plan today quickly. So thanks for joining, everybody. I can see J-Hog in the chat. I can see Dan. Big shout out to him. William Kelly has joined in as well. Thanks for coming along today, guys. So yeah, we're going to do a coastal route on the northwest of France, I should say. Let me just punch up my handy dandy map here, and I'll show you what this looks like. There is a flight plan that you can download in the show notes if you don't have it, guys, so that might give you a little bit of assistance here. But yeah, we're taking off, and I'm going to struggle with these names, but I'll do my best. Where's the show notes here? Oh, pull that off. So we are taking off from Lorient, I guess, and we're going to Belle-Lle-en-Mer, which is that first island right there. That should be really spectacular. Cutting back into La Baule, and then right along the coast, the Talman. Sorry, I'll just turn that off. Quick stop there, and then we're heading to a really cool place. A place I've always wanted to see in real life is La Rochelle. La Rochelle is made very famous because it was a German port for the U-boats during the Second World War, and those shelters are actually still there, which is pretty cool. And it's also Orbx scenery at La Rochelle as well, so we're going to have a look at that, which is going to be really cool. So yeah, grab your prop of choice, and we're going to take off momentarily. What are you flying today, Sean? I didn't actually look.
P28 turbo.
Perfect. So you'll be able to keep up with us, no problem. Dan says checklist mobile phone off. Yeah. Unfortunately, Dan, it's my son's low blood sugar alarm, which I can't block. But Anyway, so hopefully it wasn't too loud. Right, so we're going to bring the mixture up here. Props to full. We've got pumps set to low and just a little bit of throttle. And we'll get it started. See those RPMs build up. The sim sounds a bit quiet. Hang on. There we go. It sounded like a phone, yeah. Well, technically it was, but it just wasn't a. It wasn't someone calling me. It was an alert. I guess you're already on the runway pretty much, Dan, aren't you? So I'll just join you. Oh, you're just off to the side there. Now, just for added guidance, we've been doing VFR flights lately, but I'm going to... today I'm using the brilliant GPS system we've got here, which is absolutely magic. And we can do a bit of talking. Dan says, "Oh, I just noticed the throttle lever rumbling. Is that the aircraft doing that?" It's I think so. I think so. I often wonder if it's that or if it's because my throttle's just actually a bit dodgy. But yeah, I think it is. It might. Now that I think about it, it's probably designed to do that. Just Flight is very detailed. All right, off we go. Oh, there's quite a bit of a hill on this runway. Positive rate gear up. Dan says, I saw it doing it. I thought it was kind of a small detail I love, like when a gear stick vibrates in the car. Yeah, I never actually thought about that, but you're probably right. And I know that you do get that effect in the PMDG DC6. I believe that shakes as well. Okay, raise the flaps. I think a leisurely 1,500 feet sounds good. Sean, what do you think?
I'm just following you, sir.
Sounds good.
So if you fly us into a mountain, I'm blaming you.
I'll try not to. I don't think we'll see too many mountains on this route anyway, so that's probably fortunate. Okay, just a little bit of down trim in here to control. Alright, I'll bring that in. Set our altitude there and just bring the throttles back to cruise. And we want nav. Hopefully that'll take us en route here. But it's not at the moment, so let's get the heading around. Oh, heading mode needs to be on, that's helpful. There we go. Have some faith, says Dan. Have some faith I'm going to crash on into a mountain. I love this. The French countryside's just stunning, though. It's kind of like, Sean, it's kind of like Britain, but it's a little bit different.
We are pretty close together, so we get the sort of same weather,
Yeah.
which helps.
Although
I still think Italy's the best country to fly around in Microsoft flights in.
You know, we haven't flown around Italy in a while. Actually, that's a really good idea. Yeah, we did do a flight a while ago, which was really stunning. I mean, it was kind of along the coast where the mountains are. Okay, where's this course? Well, we're definitely doing a slow circle to. Oop, not too far. Just trying to get us on an intercept path for the course here. There we go. And we'll head out over water to our island destination. Just bring some noises down a wee bit. Dan, FYI, full blues and bluegrass music selection today, so there won't be any techno or ambient or anything like that. Jayhawk says, I need coffee. I need a coffee, Jayhawk. Can you send one my way? Now, I will claim ignorance. I've never actually had a chance to visit France. Sean, have you had the opportunity to visit France?
It's the one country I'd never go to.
Really?
But that's personal. I love Germany.
Yep.
Been to Spain, lived in Spain, been at Gibraltar, lived at Gibraltar, Cyprus, Hong Kong. But the one country I wouldn't want to go to is France.
Any particular reason?
I love Le Mans. I love the Le Mans 24-hour race. I love GT racing in general, but it's sort of like the pinnacle, the number one is to do Le Mans. It's just a shame it's in France type thing, so I'll never go. But I have been to Sebring to see the race at Sebring, which is great.
All right, cool. Actually,
the wonderful.
Sorry, go ahead.
The wonderful thing about flight sim is it's so realistic, it's so real that you can actually go to the places you want to go, and it feels as though you're actually there. You can. I'm going on holiday to Cyprus this year, so do we have a look at Cyprus and have a look and see where we want to go? That looks interesting. Let's have a look. Before you actually go there, instead of looking at the brochures that always paint it a brighter colour than it can sometimes be.
Airbrushed hotel scenery. Yeah. We're as mentioned before the stream, we're heading to Kefalonia at the end of the month, so I'm really looking forward to it because it'll be the first opportunity I've had to see a Greek island. We had intended to go to Cyprus in 2020, but I think we all know what happened at that point.
Yeah.
So we ended up we had rebooked it, but eventually I think we just, at the time that we were going to fly out in 2021, things had opened up a bit, but the restrictions in Greece were still really ridiculous. You had to go in for random COVID testing during your holiday, and it was just, we thought it was going to be too much on the family, so we ended up going to Albufeira instead, which was good. But this time we'll finally get an opportunity to get to that part of the Med, so we are looking forward to it. How long are you going to be in Cyprus?
I meant it as in you're going on holiday to a place. I meant it in
context of a philosophy. Okay. Are you going on holiday this year? That's a question.
I think the last time we went on holiday was in 2016.
Oh, right.
2016 was the last holiday I had.
Okay. So, do you ever take breaks away just within the UK then, or?
Nope.
No, you don't go on holiday at all. No. Just kind of sit in the house.
I'd say with having quite a big wheelchair, it's a power chair.
Ah, I see. Yes.
So the left side of my body doesn't work very well, and none of my body works sort of below the waist. So I can't use a manual wheelchair. I hate people pushing me in a manual wheelchair, whereas the power chair is amazing. You have your own independence. You can go where you want. You can go the speed you want. It's brilliant.
Yeah. Are you familiar with Ewan's Guide?
Sorry?
Are you familiar with the website called Ewan's Guide?
No.
Oh, right. So it's kind of like TripAdvisor for accessible needs.
Yeah.
I was a trustee for them for a while, and I had an opportunity to meet a lot of power chair users such as yourself, and some of the stories they used to tell me about their experiences, some good, but some of the bad experiences were just appalling. And I think a lot of it comes down to attitudes of various venues and how they perceive people with disability access requirements and things like that. I can just imagine some of the hesitation you'll have on a great many things.
Let's say the train journey. If you phone the disability line sort of a week beforehand and say you're on this train at this time, going to this station, and then you could change in from that train to this train at that platform.
Yeah.
So you've got it all worked out. You've told them where you need to go. There should be staff there waiting to put the ramp down on the train so you can come off.
Yep.
Help you over to the other train. Put the ramp down for that train so you can get on.
Yeah.
And you're in the wheelchair sort of section.
Yeah.
So we went on a 4-hour journey.
Mm-hmm.
It lasted 18 hours.
Oh my God. 18 hours.
The train stopped at the station. It was the end of the line type thing, so it wasn't going anywhere after that. Everybody had gone. There was no staff member sort of at the end. Sitting on the train, my wife's with me, sort of trying to get people's attention to sort of find a ramp so I can get off.
That is shocking.
Yeah. And then, of course, you've missed your connection then because we were stuck there for half an hour trying to get off the one train. They're then saying not allowed on that train because I haven't booked it. Yeah. It wasn't pleasant. So I struggle to get out the door now.
Yeah, I can understand that why that would just put a big grey cloud over any thought of going anywhere, and it's such a shame because I know that with fine tuning and better education, better processes, it shouldn't be like that for you. So I just want to shout out Oz Flight Simulator. Shane just donated £2.68. I'm sure it's probably $5 Aussie or something. Shane, you're an absolute star there. As usual, I will humiliate myself for about 30 seconds. This one's for you, mate. Absolutely brilliant, Shane. Thank you for that donation. We are slowly building the pot to get the premium Streamlabs back in. Some dancing icons from Sean as well. No, brilliant, Shane. Thanks for that. I really appreciate it. J-Hog says, "Yep, I was installing the sim till 3 a.m. Did you have to reinstall, J-Hog? Woke at 7 a.m. and started again. Oh God, yeah, I know. I don't know. When's the last time I had to reinstall the sim? When was the last time you had to reinstall the sim, Sean?
When I bought a new hard drive, so it wasn't because there was a problem with it.
Same, yeah.
I just wanted a bigger one, a bigger hard drive, and put it on. It was great.
Yeah. Shane, God. Shane coming in with another donation, £5.36 this time. Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. You've always been such a good supporter of the channel as well. This one's for you, mate.
Thank you.
And just as we're celebrating that, Dan's come in with a £4.27. Okay, I get the message. We'll get Streamlabs Premium back. In fact, you know what I'll do, guys? I'm going to do it right now. We'll get landed, and I'll set it up, and we'll see if the memes start working again. So many thanks for both Dan and Shane for helping. And Dan, this one's for you, mate.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks so much, guys. That really brightened up my day. Anyway, I'm looking for this airport. You got it in sight yet, Sean?
I'm about half a mile behind you, so no, I'm just
Okay.
coming up to feet dry.
I think I see it. Oh, feet dry. I love an old style term like that. All right, I'm gonna bleed off some speed. So we're coming in way too hot at the moment. It says it's in the middle of the island. Now, this could be a grass strip, so I'll need your eagle eyes, Sean. But we'll do a slow circle around, see if we can see it off the wing here. What a beautiful island, though. I could just imagine living here in the summertime. I don't know if I'd want to be here in the wintertime, but definitely in the summer it looks absolutely amazing. Oh, I think I see it.
Yeah. Just off my nose.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna enter a downwind here. Come on, bleed off the speed here. Drop the gear. You can see a lighthouse up there as well. That looks quite interesting. I don't know if I've lost it. Oh no, there it is. Right, I might have to do a teardrop turn here. Shane says, hope that helps pay some of the stream bills. Shane, it absolutely will do. I think just in the course of 10 minutes, I've got 1 month's worth of Streamlab Premium. So thank you so much, guys. And I'm going to sort that right now. Alright, that didn't work as I'd hoped, but I can see the runway. You know, Sean, talking through your condition, the one thing I think that really makes this amazing is when we get to something like Microsoft Flight Simulator, we're all equal. And everyone has the same freedom. Oh, see Sean?
It's great that, let's say, it's so real.
It is.
And you can go anywhere in the world.
I know.
And that's right. So, yeah.
Oh, this is a short runway. This is a very short runway.
Oh, come on. Yeah, that was...
Oh, better cross one there. Come on. Come on. Get her in. Get her in. Oh, I'm floating off. Oh, that was rough and ready, that one. I should have...
Minus 29. Got minus 29.
Minus... Oh, I think you did far better than I did, then. I think I was about mine... Add a 0 to mine, I think that's where I was. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a short runway. I should have expected this from Kevin's flight plans when he does GA. He likes to make life difficult for me, so...
We taking off the same way or going back?
I think we'll probably go back. Just give me a second. I'm gonna try and sort out Streamlabs.
Yep.
Shane says, "Is that Mr. Sean Dale?" Shane, it is. So I don't have any team members with me today, so I opened up the pub. In fact, Shane, I mean, if you got a couple of minutes, you can pop on and say hi and voice if you want. But in the pub, on the pub live, that's where I am right now. And Shane's Sean, I should say, has joined me there. Right. 2 secs. I am going to do some Streamlabs stuff here. Login into YouTube. It should be relatively instant. We'll see how quickly it works. Hopefully it's kept all my
Hopefully blacked up my cloud.
yeah. What? Why is it doing this? This is different. Okay. Ooh, it's gone up in price as well. Did it do it? Sorry, I'm having a senior moment here, I think. Just a minute. Right, okay, I think that's working now. We'll just try a quick meme and we'll see if it actually makes a difference.
Morning, gentlemen.
Otherwise I might have some setup to do. Who have I missed? Dan says Mr. B himself has arrived. Oh, hey Nick! How you doing, Nick? Try this. Yeah, looks like it's cleared my memes out, so. That's all right. Well, I'll get it all patched up again. So thanks, guys. Big help. We won't be able to do it this stream, but I'll definitely, by the next stream, we'll have everything back into where it was before. Big thank you to Dan and Shane today for that. I'm very generous with you guys. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Okay, should we take off, Sean? What do you think? Oh, you've gone to the other side of the runway. Okay. Dan says, oh god, remember when Dark did that to HD on Unicom? It's nice what Shane was saying. He said, I just missed it, Sean. He says, you're a true legend. We're lucky to have you in his community. You still with me, Sean?
I've been talking away, telling all these different stories. I was having a great time and then realised I was on mute. Wonderful. Wonderful. I was wondering why he wasn't responding. Thank you very much, Shane. It's brilliant that you introduced me to all these wonderful people as well. You've got an amazing community, sir. Thank you.
I totally agree, Shane. And Shane, I mean, he was a launching point for a lot of us, I think, getting to know each other. He's, I dare say, he's not too far away from 100,000. We've getting ever closer.
I like how he says that he's got a thing there that says at the current rate he'll get to 100,000 in December next year. I don't know if I'd like that or not. I don't know if I'd like to look at that stat or not.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing what he's accomplished, I think. Right. Shall we go, sir?
Yes, please.
Gently so I don't spill my coffee.
Oh, Dark, how you doing? There we go.
Doc?
Positive rate gear up. Who am I hearing?
J-Hog.
Oh, J-Hog! J-Hog, how you doing? Christ, you sound exactly the same as him.
Good morning, J-Hawk. I hope you're well.
Hi, J-Hog, how are you? Great to talk to you, mate.
Yeah, just a bit busy, mate. Otherwise, I'd have flown with you.
That's all right. You keep getting pulled off to different directions on Saturdays by your wife, don't you?
Happy wife, happy life.
Indeed.
Yeah. Mainly tired. 4 hours sleep and just finished doing the content.
4 hours sleep. Ouch. Alright, I think again we'll aim for about 1,500, Sean.
Right, I'm going to pop off. I just wanted to jump on, say hello, and I'll catch you later, Willie.
J-Hog, I'm absolutely delighted that you popped on. Thank you so much, mate. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and looking forward to seeing you soon.
Take care, sir.
You too. That's the one problem. I can't have Discord up all the time, so I hear a voice come in. I'm like, who's that?
I have a wonderful one screen, and that does me. I'm happy with that.
Yep. Oh, I couldn't.
My son's got turned around and said that he needs 2 screens, 3 screens. He needs an app to do this. He needs a tablet to do that. It's like,
yeah.
I've got 1 screen, son. I do everything I need to do on that. Why do you need so much? Then you get involved in things like this, and it's like, yeah, the second screen might have been helpful.
The second screen, yeah, definitely. I think the second screen for simming is perfect. I'm on 2 screens. As a streamer or a content creator, I could actually do with 3 and possibly even 4. But I'm gonna try and pick up a cheap refurbished screen just for a 3rd screen, just so I can keep track of everything that's going on. Because you do run out of real estate on the screen quite quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, settle down on the cruise here. My boost light's on, and I can't remember why the overboost is on. Oh, that's the reason.
Too much throttle.
Too much throttle. Tim, Corporate Pilot Dad, explained this really well. He basically said, because I asked him what that means, he says, well, overboost essentially says that the turbo is working as hard as it possibly can, so all you're actually doing is dumping fuel. You're not actually getting any more power. And it gets worse, I think, as you go up in altitude.
Yeah, turbo can only work so well in thinner air or something, isn't it? So they're less. It's either they're less or more powerful the higher you go.
I think less, I think.
I know they keep saying things when the Formula 1 cars used to go to high altitude tracks and sort of say the turbo cars have got a disadvantage or an advantage at that point because the thin air. I just can't remember which way around it is.
Oh, right. I would have thought a disadvantage, but it's actually the Montreal Grand Prix at the moment. Oh, I've lost you. Where are you? Oh, there you are.
At about your 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I got you. Bubba says, less the higher you go, yeah, the air is less dense, yeah. And 10, did you set Captain Relish on Fox? Funny. Nothing but open water for a wee while.
It's okay. I've got my speedos ready.
Just have a wee dip at the next landing. Eh?
If your captain turns the flight into a cruise, don't worry. Grab the orange thing.
That's it. Oh man. The only thing about island living, I often think, because I relate to it with, I've been to some of the islands in Scotland, is particularly in the winter. But if you get high winds, you're stuck on that island until the weather changes. There's no getting off of it.
No.
So, although I do envy people that live on these islands, I can imagine the winter might be quite challenging at times.
I think if you go up there in the summer and you think everything's great, the weather's brilliant, the people are amazing on the islands.
Yeah.
They're so welcoming. It's like, I'd love to stay here. But then if you go up there in the winter and actually see how rough it could be,
Yeah.
A lot of people sort of change their minds then, I believe.
It's my mom has been trying to get me to go back to Canada with the family. So she sent me this link. It was a promo. Fly to Canada for only £400 return per person. I thought, well, that's a great deal. She goes, yeah, there you go, perfect. Departures between January and March.
Yeah.
No. Oh. So, and for anyone who is unwise, I mean, I think most people think Canada's covered in snow all year round, but the summers are actually very hot and really nice. But from end of October to the end of March, just stay away. It's just bleak. Everybody's miserable. They're all suffering from seasonal depression. Evil Azar's just kicked in. He says, "Good evening, Willie Canuck," and positive rate and all. Oh, right. Bubba, Speedos and water wings, yeah.
Is there anything you're looking forward to coming soon, Willie?
In general, or flight sim?
Flight sim.
Flight sim. Well, I mean, everything's kind of on the same schedule right now. It's all months away and with indeterminate delivery time. So we've got the PMDG 777. We've got the fly-by-wire A380. We've got there's the Synaptic Solutions A220, which I'm really interested in. So all three of those are quite interesting. I look forward to them, but we just have no idea when when any of these are going to drop at the moment, and even this year. There was also mention of a Lancaster project in development, but I haven't heard any more about that. I don't know if you're aware of that one.
I believe somebody is doing Lancaster, but I couldn't tell you who it is.
Yeah.
And I think it's still going to be sort of the end of this year, stroke next year.
Yeah. Well,
Before we see that.
Bubba's saying A380 will be next year. Do you know that definitively, Bubba? Is that what they've said? But yeah, the 220 looks amazing, and I'm really glad. This is a really cool thing about that whole development community as well. So you got fly-by-wire, Synaptic Solutions, and Headwind are now all collaborating, which is amazing. It's just going to give us so many great aircraft models, which are going to be completely free to the community.
Yeah,
which is really neat. And Synaptic Solutions, the recent thing that I thought was really interesting is obviously they've been spending a lot of time working on the airport overlay and the MFD. And fly-by-wire teams obviously thought this is fantastic, and they are now incorporating that into the Airbus 380 with Synaptic Simulations help. So yeah, that's really cool. Evil as our good evening, Willy and Positive Rate. Sorry for all the caps. No worries, mate. Sometimes the filter can kick in automatically there. Great to see you. Dan says, looking forward to the 777 and the B38M. What's that? Oh, is that the... What is that? B38M. So I can do Ryanair delivery flight from Boeing Airfield to Dublin, yeah? Okay. Oh, crikey, it's the Rosers, says Dan. And Lemonwolf's in there too. Good afternoon. Hello, Lemonwolf. How are you? Great to see all you guys. Thanks for coming on board. I see land. Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
I think the two I'm looking forward to is the F-28 and the Vulcan.
Oh, the just flight one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be one of these. It's a real seat of the pants kind of jet too, isn't it? It's a lot of very analog.
Which I like.
Yeah.
It's not sort of push two buttons and away you go. It's you've got to work at it and go through the systems and know the systems. And for me, that's amazing. It's
and there is a 737-200 in development as well.
Yeah, I think they're doing a 747-200, I believe.
Oh God.
So
that's going to be heavy. I think you're going to need some assist for that one. I mean, I think the diehard simmers, yeah, for sure, but because that's got a full engineer's station to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that's going to be very interesting. Bubba says the F-28 is going to be awesome, and the sound, if anything like the real thing, you'll need new speakers. Yeah, the 200 Classic, yeah. And I'm hoping when they do that they're going to have a variant that has the gravel kit, because those 200s are still used up in the Canadian North at the moment. Right, we should see a runway quite soon, so I'm going to start bleeding off the speed. Going by this. Should just be right on the edge. Oh, mind you, I'm zoomed out here. I think it's over there somewhere. Or is it up there? Maybe it's up there. I think I slowed down too early. I was zoomed out on my map, that's why. Yeah, 8 miles, yeah. Dan says I really wanted the PMDG 747 for P3D, but I can't justify the cost. 140 US, yeah, it really went up. Prices for those packages really went up on P3D, I noticed. Which is a great thing about FS 2020, because there's so many people using it. And they're able to sell that at a much reduced cost and still make a really good profit. And my hat's off to them. I think they've been absolutely brilliant on pricing for the most part. The only thing I'm a bit disappointed with PMDG about, Sean, is they don't really have any kind of multi-buy discounts for the 737 variants, and I think that's a little bit cheeky. But
I loved how when they launched the 700 and you had the 700 passenger, the 700 freight, and the 700 business jet all in one package, so you didn't have to sort of buy the base then get
so it sounds like what they've done, they've gone the opposite direction and split them all out and then charge individually, and people can get what they want, which is fine. But I'd really like to get the 737-800, but I just can't justify spending another 70 quid on a flight model that I already own. So, and then you have people, not mentioning any names, team members who've bought all the variants. But I mean, if you buy all the variants, it's 250 odd worth of add-ons just there.
I could justify having all the models with the 700 because I can do the long haul with the business jet because you have the extra tanks.
Yeah.
You've got the freight version, so you can do all the airline ones that you'd want to do in the 700.
Yeah.
And the 800, 600 didn't really. I mean, 600 pricing's brilliant for people that want to get high fidelity
Kind of
airline.
basically
It's amazing.
You just want to get into it, but it doesn't have the range.
So yeah, as your first sort of high fidelity airplane, the 600 is amazing, and the pricing of it's also amazing.
It is.
But then if they can charge that for the 600, why can't they charge that for others? Or not as high as the others, but not as low as the 6, sort of in between.
It's definitely a price and demand thing, and I'm sure they've probably gauged that well. But I think also they knew that the die-hard simmers were going to want the larger models, and that's why they kept the pricing that way, because they know that people are going to pay that fee no matter what. But
Yeah.
it's I guess at the end of the day, they are a business. It's not a charity. That's what these guys do full time for their life. That's what pays the bills. But I just at some point, and possibly when the 777 comes out and the 737 becomes a bit more of a stale product, maybe they'll think about doing some deals. And I'll definitely. I mean, if they had 20 or 30% off the 800 tomorrow, I'd probably go buy it in a heartbeat. But I can't justify the full price for it yet. Right, I'm looking for the runway, and
It's a big thing over in the middle. You're going up to the racetrack at the moment. It's right in the
I
middle.
see the racetrack.
Sort of off the left wing.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, got it. Thank
That's
you.
it.
Thank you, sir. All right, so currently on the downwind.
And I like how people say the just flight 156. Is it 156? Yeah, 156 is expensive.
146.
146, sorry.
Yeah.
So can't remember my name today. So sorry about that.
It's all right.
They say that the pricing of that's too much, but for what you get and the amazing detail in it, I think it's an amazing price. Bang for buck. I think it's priced very well for what you get.
No, absolutely. And I mean, the detail's unmatched when it comes to Just Flight as well. Has Ryanair ordered the MAX variants? Ryanair, I don't know if they have, but they will. But I'll tell you one airline that's not going to go with the MAX is Jet2. It sounds like they're going to be jumping to the dark side. Which I don't blame them, to be fair. I think the MAX is a hard sell. I think it's a really hard sell. And I'll tell you what, it looks like the A220-500 is definitely happening now. And once that comes into the order books, I think the MAX is going to have an absolute nightmare trying to sell anything. And hopefully this is a bit of a nicer landing than the last one. Oh, there we go. I'll take that. That's a much nicer landing this time. Right, I'll park up the end of the runway, Sean, and wait for you. See if I can get your landing on the drone. Shane says, yes, and you get all 4 aircraft, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 with the cargo packs and military version. Yeah, exactly. You're getting all the variants. And, ridiculously high fidelity. Oh, just missed your landing, Sean. How'd you get on?
-25.
What a champ. How are you picking that up? You got like a Volanta tool telling you that, or?
I've got LRM, landing rate monitor.
Oh, right.
It's an amazing tool.
Is that free?
Yes, it's a free download.
Landing rate monitor. Oh, well, I'll go check that out.
If you put there's an option for notifications in Flight Sim. But if you put that on when you do land, it comes up straight in front of you.
Yeah, perfect.
Instead of having to go to another to another tab to sort of find it.
See what it was. Yeah.
But it keeps a record of all your landings as well. So.
Oh, cool. I'll go check that out. Thanks for your advice. Lead Wolf says, I think Norwegian is already flying the MAX. Yes, they are. So is WestJet in Canada is definitely flying the MAX now. Dan says, I heard Michael O'Leary had his way with Boeing and got them bulk discount. Well, that's what he was always planning to do in the first place, but they just wouldn't budge initially. So he said he's playing the waiting game. He said, right, I'll just maintain the current fleet. And it worked like a charm, because I'll be honest with you, Boeing's having a hell of a time right now with quality control. So I think they need to jump on any kind of bulk deals they can get at the moment, because they're certainly not winning any new customers in a hurry. Right, shall we just get set up and take off the way we came in?
Yep. Follow you. I like how you have the sort of the team blue, team red in Australia for the Ford and the Holden. And one's sort of dominant, and then the next one, the other side comes in, and you have Intel and AMD, and it seems that Intel were sort of ahead of everybody, and now AMD seem to be coming back.
Oh yeah.
And then you have Airbus and Boeing, and it's like Boeing nearly always up front, but now it's in trouble, and Airbus is
massively
coming
in trouble.
to take in.
Massively in trouble. Yeah.
I just like how they all change at the same sort of time as well.
Well, it's, it all comes down to it, and it's a tricky one, right? I mean, it's easy for us to criticize, but at the end of the day, the decisions you make now will have long-lasting impact for the next 10, 15 years. You might not realize what you've done until it's too late.
Yeah.
And that's the situation that Boeing's in right now. And when I look at things like the Airbus 350, the 321 XLR that's coming out, the A220-500, Boeing's going to have a really difficult time competing. Very difficult time. And all of those models that I just identified, well, sorry, save the 220, which is a Honeywell cockpit, but all of the models within the 320, 321 series, all the way up to 350, have pretty much very similar cockpits, and so the training is not that difficult. Whereas even a pilot going from a 737, which hasn't really changed in decades, up to a 777 or a 787, is completely different cockpits, so you don't have that commonality there either. So the training costs for Boeing, I think, are a lot more, and that's why I think a lot of airlines are very hesitant. I guess where I'm going with this, I would find it difficult to see any airline jumping ship from Airbus to Boeing, whereas I could see the other way quite quickly, quite easily. And there's Big Jackley says Qantas is going Airbus. Yeah. Well, they always kind of were Airbus to some extent, weren't they, Dave? Bubba says, yeah, Airbus isn't doing anything in the 777 class. I think 777X will be a big winner. Yeah, fair enough, because I mean you can get up to about 400 plus seats on that. But yeah, I suppose there's an argument there, because they've taken a lot of the A380s out of mothballs. So. But we'll see. But then nobody wants to build a multi-engine or four-engine airplane again. However, because they were talking about putting new engines on the 380, but I think it was only Emirates that wanted that, and Airbus couldn't really justify it. Bubba says 4 engines are done, yeah. Bigger geared twins. Yeah, geared twins, yeah. That could be the game changer.
I still don't understand how we've swapped from the C-130 to the A400, seeing as the A400's had so many problems before we even got it.
Yeah, that's been met with a lot of controversy, though.
You've got a plane that you've worked with for the last 50 years. You know what it likes, you know what it doesn't like.
Yeah.
You know all the little quirks to it, and now you're going to come to a supposedly more modern, better equipped plane that breaks down if you look at it. I don't know. As a soldier, I'd be worried.
Yeah, certainly.
You need sort of the support and logistics wherever you're going, and do you trust the modern one to do that?
Well, I mean, this is always the problem you have with new airframes, I should say. There's the shakedown time is quite a while. I mean, it's better part of a decade before there's any real faith in what that plane can do. And I don't feel like the A400 has been used for a decade yet with the RAF. So yeah, I think they're putting a lot of faith into something that, as you say, could come back to bite them.
I'd like to see a transition period. You know, okay, get rid of some of the older J's from the C-130 fleet, but you know, still have the C-130s there. That, you know, let's do the A400 for this journey, see how it goes, and then have the backup of the C-130 if need be.
Yeah.
But to sort of completely cancel and remove the whole fleet.
Yeah, it just seems really abrupt, doesn't it?
Just nervous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I agree. Dan says, always used to be surprised that Ryanair won't switch to the A220. The fuel savings would be good, but I suppose the Max will be the answer to the Neo. The Neo, the 220 Neo. I think it's just training, Dan, and also Airbus doesn't need to make deals right now. Boeing does, and Michael O'Leary he's all about that. So I mean, I'm sure he's probably had some of his chief pilots say that the Airbus would be a lovely thing to have in the fleet, but he's not interested. He's purely interested in the bottom line, and he knew if he waited long enough, he was going to get those airplanes from Boeing far cheaper than what he would have had to pay from anyone else, and that's what I think's happened there. And plus, you have the training cost as well to switch over all your pilots to another variant. So. And it's not always guaranteed the pilots will stay with you. Sometimes, you know, if you completely change a variant, some pilots will just they'll want to stay on that variant and they'll just find another job. Not naming any names, but Jet2 has quite a few Ryanair pilots. I think it all came down to the furlough as well. A lot of the Ryanair pilots just got fed up and jumped over to Jet2, and they've never come back. And why would they? Dave says, anyways, better get back to work. Have a good rest of the flight. Dave, no, absolutely. You have a great day, sir. Thanks for popping in. Really appreciate it. Dan says,
Dave.
Yeah. Dan says, I've always preferred that aggressive look the 737s have, if it makes sense. Yeah, I mean, that comes down to aesthetics, and some people like the look of the 737, some like the look of the Airbus. Personally, I'm indifferent. I like airplanes regardless of what they look, generally how they differ. But if you
have that,
sorry, go ahead, John.
You have that framed picture on the wall, don't you, of the division jet? Big picture on the main wall in Limerick. 'cause it's such an amazing aircraft to look at.
Which one is that?
The Vision Jet.
Oh, the Vision Jet. Yeah. Is that with the Honda one?
It's the sort of the smaller brother to the Honda Jet. Yeah, but it looks.
Oh,
The
yeah.
looks of it
Well,
are completely.
Yeah, they do. It's quite a. It's like a. It's like if Porsche made a jet, or Porsche made a private jet or something like that. That's kind of what it reminds me of.
It's like something you need to make babies.
Cirrus made the Vision Jet. Yeah, thanks, William. Yeah, it's pretty aero-wise. Yeah. No, I mean, if coming back to the 737 though, it looks fine, but I think the problem you got with the 737 airframe, which was designed decades and decades ago, two key problems. The landing gear is too short, so they've had to, for the MAX, they've had to do a fudge to try and get those bigger engines on, and that obviously caused problems, which I won't get into right now because we all know what happened with the initial MAXs. And the second problem is they're still using very old systems to some extent. I haven't really looked at the MAX cockpit in detail, but I don't know how much it's been upgraded really. And it's just you're constantly trying to enhance and adapt to something that's just incessantly old. Now, it's reliable, but it's when you're competing against newer variants, which are much younger in terms of their life cycle. If I look at the 320 and then I look at the 220, which is almost a brand new modern airplane, the economy on those airplanes is extraordinarily better. And it's really hard for the MAX to compete with that. And I think, Boeing probably 10, 15 years ago should have been looking at a replacement for the 737. They chose not to. They just wanted to keep enhancing it. That was their decision. And the worst thing they did was retire the 757, which I think that, a re-engined 757 could still be making them quite a bit of money right now. Bubba says they've gone as far as they can trying to push the engines. Boeing will need to do something to lift it up. Yeah. And Dan says, I've always said I love both Airbus and Boeing. I just prefer and sway towards Boeing. Yeah, that's fine. Boeing's got a great heritage. Some amazing airplanes. I mean, look at the 777. 777 is arguably one of the most successful wide bodies ever made. Bubba says, difference between the 737-600s and A320-800, huge difference, yeah. Bubba says he hated to see the 757 leave the skies. Yeah, I did too. I used to fly transatlantic a lot, and I loved flying on that plane. It just had tons of power. It was quick. It was comfortable. It had great range. It was quick to board, quick to get off. A lot of people don't like the idea of single aisle transatlantic, but honestly, I don't see the difference. I think if anything, twin aisles do my head in, because when you're trying to deboard, it's you just got twice as many people getting in your way and annoying the crap out of you. Dan says, is the 757 not used by military aviation, Air Force too? Yes, possibly. Yeah, I believe you could be right there. And Christian's just jumped in. He says, hello there. Hi Christian. How you doing, mate? Great to see you. Bubba says you're all still trying to go through the same door. Yeah, definitely. Evil Lazar says, in business, if you rest on your successes, you will lose in the end. Yes. I'm sure that sounds like a Warren Buffett quote. I think, in Boeing's case, a lot of the guys that made these decisions are retired now. So, mind you, they won't be happy about their stocks and shares at the moment. But Dan says, I'll try again. Hello, Christian. Dan says, YouTube need to fix this bug when you type a message and put an emoticon at the end.
Yes.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah.
I think I need to try and get my points across in a short space as well, because I tend to write 4 or 5 lines of something I'm trying to get across. But when you're sort of hand flying something or driving around a fast track, you don't have time to read 3 or 4 lines, do you? So I've got to try and get my point across in bullet point type things instead of doing a whole paragraph. So it's something I need to do.
If
yes, when I do the 3 or 4 lines and then put the little smiley face at the end, and then it all goes. It's and you don't want to carry on writing it again then, so you don't get that point across.
Yeah, it's one thing that's changed the language over the last few years with social media and whatnot. Is people have had to learn to become very concise and in a very short span of time, which, for good or bad, does make life challenging at times. It leads to many misunderstandings, doesn't it, Nick? Won't say any more about that. PowerPoint speak. Yeah, that's it. Christian says, I went to Loch Neger Crater yesterday in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's really not just a flat surface in the sim. I love those little details. Yeah, so it was there. Yeah, it was definitely there. Yeah, good.
Oh, sorry, my headset didn't connect.
Right, who's joined us?
Evil.
Oh, Evil, how you doing, mate?
Good, you?
I'm not too bad. Not too bad. What's happening
Morning,
here?
Evil. I hope you're well.
Easy.
You're a little bit quiet, Evil. I don't know if you can boost your mic a bit. And by the... Yep, streaming, yeah.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How's life at your side of the world, Evil?
Yeah, it's going good. How about you?
We're still enjoying remarkably warm weather right now. It's been unseasonably sunny and warm for quite a long period of time at the moment.
Yeah, we've just had a massive heat wave in the UK. It's coming to an end now, but
Sorry, I'm in Scotland anyway, so.
oh, there you go.
Well, I think it needs to come to an end, mate, because we're going to start getting water problems quite soon, I think.
Oh, I know. I've seen it.
Our country's not built for that.
Well, I'm in the middle of the country, see, and we've just had a massive rain shower. So.
Oh, right. I think they're calling for thunderstorms tonight here.
Yeah, I think it's thunderstorms all week, I believe.
But I'm in the heart of the borders in the hills, so if you look at Edinburgh's temperature, which today is supposed to hit 26, we are always typically 4 degrees hotter than Edinburgh. So
I can believe it that time on the map when they showed Edinburgh, Glasgow were much hotter than the sort of the Mediterranean.
yeah,
So
I know.
all these people flying away from Scotland because it's going to get cold. And it's actually warmer in Scotland than it is their holiday destination.
It is, I know. So just a reminder to everybody, we are actually using the pub live today, guys. So if you're on Discord and you want to join us on chat, just drop into the pub and you can talk with us. Anybody's welcome to come.
And it's a live mic.
Just be polite. Conduct yourselves as gentlemen.
Live mic, which I didn't know until about 2 seconds ago.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, it is very much live. One piece of advice, though, if you do come on to Vox, please mute the stream if you're watching it on YouTube, because you'll get a weird kind of delay echo thing. Christian says, I did a short flight yesterday evening in Iceland, and I was a bit confused that it was 16 degrees. Well, I mean, they do have summers. Oh, at 9 o'clock at night. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is exceptionally warm for Iceland, I must admit.
in Iceland? Isn't that where they have all, ice?
Predictable evil. Predictable. I mean, I always associate Iceland's weather in the summer kind of similar to what we get in the Yukon Territory in Canada. So it does get into the mid-20s at times, but generally, for a good chunk of the year, it's quite cool. But for it to be 16 degrees at night, that is quite interesting.
Iceland has the hot spas as well, don't they?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, all the volcanic.
Which they also have in Canada. Seems very much alike.
You know what? I'll be honest. I didn't know that Canada had anything like that.
Thought when I was watching a program on Discovery that they sort of showed somebody going into a sort of the hot spa.
I wonder where that would be then.
It's so cold outside, and you sort of jump into with very little on. It's like, how does that make sense?
Very little on. Speedo. Is that what you're trying to say? Speedo.
Yeah. It's the one thing I liked about Sweden. You'd go into the sauna. And you'd come out of the
but they
sauna,
do this.
all around in the snow, and then go back into the sauna.
Oh man, it's so mental. Oh. Yeah, no. And it's supposed to. There is some sort of therapeutic reason they do that, but my God, I can't think of anything worse. I don't really miss the winters in Canada, so.
Yeah, my son came into the room earlier and sort of said, "Why have I still got my jumper on?" It's like, I'm still cold, son.
When we went to Portugal last year, it was about I think about most of the holiday 17, 18 degrees, which is nice enough. But I still had a fleece on. I was wearing the cotton trousers, etc., walking around, and we found that we were blending in very well with the locals, whereas a lot of the British tourists were walking around in sandals, shorts, t-shirt, sunglasses, and I was like, well, that's not that warm for me. It's got to be like mid-20s before I start doing anything like that.
I was a child when my father got posted to Cyprus, and you could always tell who the tourists were, because we'd all be around in sort of jumpers and that, like you said.
Right. Yeah.
And then all the tourists would have very little on. So, but as a child, I couldn't understand why these people are sort of in cold clothes, warm clothes, hot clothes, in when it's so cold outside, sort of thing. It's very hard for me to understand until I got sort of a lot older.
Yeah, and it's all what you're used to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, my
acclimatized.
My best mate was half Jamaican, and I remember driving around with him in the summer. We'd be cruising around through the city at night, and it'd be 22 degrees, and he'd put the heating on. And I'm like, I'm trying to open the bloody windows. He's like, no, I'm cold. I'm like, come on. Right, I'm keeping my eyes out for the airport now.
15 miles out. Start bleeding the speed off a bit earlier this time, I think.
Yeah, 15 miles, you're spot on. Yep. And then after that, it's a short hop. I'm going to see La Rochelle. And again, just a reminder, guys, La Rochelle is Orbx scenery, so we're going to have a really good look at that. It's a custom airport. Bubba says volcano's mighty hot there. Yeah. And, oh, did we miss Evo Rockin'? Did he drop in somewhere?
No, that's me.
Oh, that's you.
Hello, John. J-Hog.
He's, J-Hog did pop on briefly, but then I heard this wife in the background. Something like, "Are you coming? Are you coming?"
I told you to get this done. I told you to get that done. Why haven't you done this? Why haven't you done that?
What are you sitting down for? We got things to do. Sorry, I was
been in that shoes then.
You'll notice anytime I try to do an English accent, I turn into Harry Enfield, so I do apologize.
That's never been an English accent.
Oh gosh, where is this runway? I can't quite see it. A lovely little town. I can see a cathedral.
I've just got the wind farms to the left.
Oh, I didn't even see the wind farms. Wonder if this is a grass strip. And you're still 13 miles out. I think I just need to chill out a bit. It's towards the coast. Oh. So what's on for you today, Evil?
Well, I've just got back. I've finally bitten the bullet. And I've bought some rudder pedals after 10 years, 15 years of flight simulation.
Wait, your first ever set?
Yeah.
You're joking?
No, I've been flying for like 10, 15 years and I still have never bought rudder pedals. So today I woke up and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to bite the bullet.
What'd you get?
I bought I was going to get the pendulum ones, but they're a bit pricey for my first set. So I bought the Velocity 1 rudder pedals.
Turtle Beach? Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got them yet?
They're quite good. Yeah, they're sitting next to me. I just got to plug them in and all that.
Oh man, I couldn't have a box like that sitting next to me without doing something. Especially when it's 2 o'clock in the morning and your wife's like, "Are you coming to bed?" I'm like, yeah, just a minute. Keep us up to speed of how you find them. I think that might be my next set of pedals, mate. Because I'm kind of the same as you. I would love to get the pendulum ones, but
they're just pricey, aren't they?
They are very expensive, yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the Turtle Beach, it seems like it's a good kind of compromise, and I like that you can adjust the springs and various things. They seem relatively rugged.
Yeah, you can actually change them. So at the moment they're in the airliners configuration, but you can change it to another configuration of.
Oh, you can.
Aircraft.
I can swap the pedal blocks out, can't you?
Yeah, well, it's just the bottom bit. So you just pull the bottom bit out. There's a little button on the back of the top bit, and you just put that to like a 45-degree angle, maybe.
Gotta love that customization, eh?
Exactly, it gives you more than one option, really, and that's one of the reasons I bought them.
Well, we'll wait on bated breath to hear your review once you've had a chance to shake them down a bit.
Yeah, it will be later today. I will be flying later today, so
Brilliant.
I will let you know.
Excellent. Airport in sight, I think, Sean.
Okay. Trust you on that one.
That's a lot of trust.
That is some lovely scenery.
Oh, it's absolutely stunning around here. And it's all kind of like very old, be 1800s type of properties and things like that.
Yeah, like an old style French town.
Yeah. Well, I thought that was an airport. I don't know if I'm sure now.
One thing I do mean to ask, what are your thoughts on FS 2024?
Oh.
A bit controversial.
Don't start him.
It was bound to happen at some point.
Oh yeah, I just didn't realise it'd be this soon, really. But
Well,
I've heard.
I mean, they have given us 4 years, but sorry, go ahead. You finish your point. I'm still.
No, I'm just listening. I'm just saying that, like, they've made considering all they did was announce it, they've got back to us very quickly, like back to the community very quickly on if add-ons are going to be, compatible, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's what most people are freaking out about. But Sobo said pretty much what I expected them to say, which is, don't relax. It's going to be fine. It's not going to go. Some of the old simmers like me remember what it used to be like with the new sim versions. Okay, I have no idea where the airport is. Sorry. It says I'm flying right over top of it, actually. That's interesting. Is that it up there? I saw something that kind of looked like an airport, but it wasn't.
It's a blue icon, so you'd expect it to be rather big, not a grass strip.
I'll bring the spare sat nav for you to Manchester, Willy.
I'll bring another one as well, so you got two.
You can bring me one.
Definitely not.
I still remember the sort of the century of flight transition from that to FSX. It's like, yes, you can still use some of your add-ons, but the other ones are
There was an
not.
upgrade path to it, yeah. It
And
won't be
then-
like that. It won't be like that this time.
It was like, well, why do we want to keep hold of our 2020 add-ons if you're bringing out a new sim with extra bits and extra things, and then there's another 737 come out from PMDG that has all the extras that the 24 version has.
Right,
Is it
but-
going to be like that?
No, it won't.
Why carry
because-
on with 2020 add-on if there's better add-ons out there?
Because I think that the changes that they're introducing, where we are now in simming life, is completely different than where we were when Century Flight came out. We didn't have virtual cockpits, which is what FSX started to introduce. There was a lot of changes in computer architecture at the time. For instance, like multi-core processors were only just coming out. And also, the company was being run by a complete asshat called Steve Ballmer. And FSX was the first sim that was outsourced to another company, Aces Studio. I don't know if you remember them. But they're absolutely atrocious. They had no idea what they were doing. And it was just a great big heartache. And that's eventually what tanked it, because they'd alienated so much of the community at that point. I think they just gave up and said we don't want to invest in this anymore. And they were trying to cater to a larger market too. That was one of the things that Microsoft was trying to expand flight sim beyond the niche market that they had. So they were successful on a limited level with all the iterations, but it wasn't anything to where they wanted it to be from a business perspective. Now you shoot ahead to now. You've got great leadership across the board. 2020 was pretty much the first of a brand new generation of simulators. So what 2024 represents to me is an opportunity for them to get out of the patch cycle that they're in right now. And I'm sure as they've been fixing 2020, there's components and things that they've done that they think, looking back, they think actually we could have done that a bit differently, a bit more efficiently. So I actually have this theory that 2024 will run with better performance than what 2020 gives us now on the same equipment. That's my theory. I don't think the add-ons are going to change much. I think there might be new features that you could get with native add-ons, yes, but the subtle differences with that will be very minor, and ultimately the sim's going to look more or less the same. One of the things that they're bringing into it is things like weather events, which I think is awesome. So, being able to see tornadoes, forest fires, hurricanes, that's going to bring a lot to the sim. And this whole idea of mission packs, right? So, and again, it's not for everybody. I mean, for me as a core simmer, I'm not bothered about that. But it makes it very attractive for simmers who might do it on Xbox or just want something fun to do. A lot of people do like that kind of thing. So that's my theory anyway.
I'm the same. Like, I'm not really too much bothered about the graphics enhancements, and we know there's probably going to be a performance, enhancement. But the one thing I am looking forward to is maybe the missions, because I mean, you can fly, long routes, anything like that every day and whatnot.
Yeah.
But when it comes to stuff for immersion, and you just, some days you just want to go on, you just want to fly, chill, have a drink, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
But sometimes you do want a little bit more, and I think that's what this 2024 is going to introduce, a little bit more.
I think so. Oh, you got a red light there. Don't know what that's about. Fuel? No. I've got a red warning light. I don't know what that is.
The LV's low voltage, his engine's not spinning fast enough to create the power that your aircraft needs at the moment. As soon as you open up the throttle, that light will go, but then the yellow light will come on for your turbo boost. Dump valve thingy. What we talked about earlier.
Cool. I've never actually seen that light come on before.
He already knows, Dan. Yeah.
I'm wondering how long it'll take him to notice I joined Vox. Yeah. You just have to say something interesting, that's all. Actually,
Notice.
Dan, what you have to do is boost your mic though, mate.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Still very quiet.
Oh.
Yeah, I am not necessarily looking at Discord, guys. So. But I mean, final word on 2024, because I don't want to get tied into the merry-go-round of crap that's been flying around the internet at the moment from various sides. But the final word is we just need to wait and see. We need more information. We need to see what Silva's going to give us about. But
Yeah.
I think Smart Business says Soba has built a fantastic community around their sim. They've got a great customer base. They're not going to try and piss that customer base off. Right?
I totally agree.
So let's give them the benefit of the doubt. I think everybody agrees that George is a nice guy. Phil Spencer's definitely very community oriented as well. They don't really make mistakes like they used to back in the old days, because the whole perspective of how Microsoft looks at the gaming division is completely different. It's a massive component of their business now, and they treat it with much more respect and strategy than they used to. So we need to have a bit of faith.
Reno.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Ready to go, Sean?
Yep.
Got all these guys on Fox, nobody jumping in the airplane. Anyway, we're near the end, so that's fine. But I'm glad you guys joined us, though. Don't take that as a criticism necessarily.
Yeah, I bought the last round, so somebody else needs to buy the next one, okay?
What's that, Dan? You will. Okay, yeah. I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about Manchester.
Oh, I figured that. Positive read gear up. I just put in my holiday request for those 2 days actually. So I've taken the Thursday and the Friday off.
Yeah, me too, because I work nights, so I've taken the Wednesday and Thursday and Friday off.
Ooh. I've got to drive down, so it's about 4 hours for me. Therefore, I need to I need to kip with a mate for the night, because there's no way I'm heading back up after the day out.
I'm staying overnight myself.
Yeah. I did ask Dark if I could sleep in his garage, but he seems to be ignoring me at the moment.
You get pretty wet, mate. You ain't got a garage.
I asked the same question for J-Hog, but he said I can sleep in his shed full of spiders.
Yes, that's the best place for you.
Shit. Hey, I've been worse than that. Slept in someone's basement with 12-inch rats running over the the pipes in the ceiling.
Nice.
Oh well, at least you got a midnight snack.
Yeah, that's the first time I ever zipped up a sleeping bag all the way up to my head and actually covered it over myself. It was too late to do anything about it at that point. I was really tired.
I'll just bring my motorcycle cover and you can sleep over that.
Right on.
You're bringing the car.
Yeah, I'm bringing the car, but I'll bring my motorcycle cover just so you can get Willy. You know, as long as you're covered from the rain, you'll be alright.
Anyway, a general question to everybody on chat, although I think half of them are in flux now. So I went on to Epidemic Sound and I just pulled off a whole whack of bluegrass and blues to try and revamp the music towards that genre. And hopefully everybody's appreciating it. Just to make it a bit more of a chill experience.
Seems good to me.
Can't beat a bit of blues.
Cheers,
I just
guys.
have your wonderful deep baritones. So I'm not listening to them on YouTube, so. But they're brilliant. Thank you.
Sean, what's down below us? You see this? Is it sand dunes?
It looks like it'll be great fun on a motorbike, on a dirt bike.
Wonder if it's planting grounds for grapes, maybe? Or olives?
Oh, I know what that is. It's Dan's hairline.
Oh dear.
Stu just popped in. He says, hi all. Hi Willie. Hi Stu. How you doing, mate?
Hello, dude.
Lemon Wolf says, we agree to disagree. And on we go to La Rochelle. Currently 18 miles, just over. Good flight plan this, though. Quite enjoyed it. Well, it's a different part of France I haven't really seen in the sim. It is making me seriously think about going to a beach, though. Look at that. See, 2024, you know how you have all these beaches, so they've brought in things like wildlife and cars and boats. I want something like, if you fly over, say, St. Martin's, you can actually see two guys duking it out at the end of the beach over a girl. You know, something like that, to add to the immersion and the reality.
Well, I mean, that would be a massive performance hit, but if they know what they're doing, then it shouldn't be too bad.
Exactly. It's like you'd have a slider for random brawls, random fights. Can we have an external view for the moment? Yeah, we certainly can. Sorry, I've been neglecting that today. Stu says, I'm fine, thanks. How you doing? I'm doing okay, Stu. I'm doing alright. Just sand in the eyes, yeah. So what are you up to today, Dan?
Myself, it's a very quiet day at work. I'm more or less just waiting to leave and go home, actually, more than anything.
Alright.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I just managed to dig out.
So if
find
we
an
hear
excerpt
something
of
like,
this.
Dan, what the hell are you doing in that broom closet? Then you probably need to go, yeah?
Yeah, more or less.
Why did everybody know you, Dan?
I don't know. It's sort of like, you know, everyone instantly knows me.
Were you on that chat when I was going through trying to find gifts to demonstrate different towns in Yorkshire?
I think so, possibly.
Oh, I think it was the meetup chat actually. I think.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Wow, GSX are proper giving out some updates.
Oh, 24 miles. Did we jump? Oh, I must have misread it.
I always find GSX to be quite frequent on updates.
Yeah, it never used to be. Like when it was first released and it was buggy as hell. I mean, there was hardly any updates.
Oh.
Now there seems to be at least one every week.
Yeah.
GSX. The guys keep pushing me to get GSX. I might get it if it goes on sale. I don't know if I want to drop. Because what is it now? Is it about £30?
Yeah, something like that. But I would say if, like, at the start, yeah, it was a bit buggy and everything, but in the current state, the current condition, it is well worth the money. Well worth the money.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more stable now.
Yeah, a lot more.
Okay. Fair enough.
Am I right in thinking that if you got GSX out of the box, put it in, it's ready to go, or do you need to spend time setting each plane up that's in your hangar?
No.
And
So
each airport, etc. Or is it good to run from the box type thing? That's all.
Yeah, so the first thing you'd do is obviously install GSX, and then it's good to run. One thing extra you'd probably do is if you go into the config, which is on GSX on the updater, all you do is press exclude third-party airports, and any airport additional scenery you have installed, it would exclude, because GSX essentially replaces jetways with their own to allow the passengers to come on and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it works out the box. Even just for the pushback feature alone, it's worth getting, because it pushes you back straight to the line.
Yeah, I was gonna say it myself. The pushback feature is probably the killer for me personally.
Killer.
Ah.
What, you mean you like it?
Yeah. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Lemon Wolf says I need to get AccuSeason soon. Yeah, Lemon AccuSeasons is fantastic. I really like it. Makes a big difference, especially in the fall and the spring. I find that it seems to really enhance. And it's also the great thing about AccuSeasons is it's hemisphere aware. So if you choose spring, and it is spring in the northern hemisphere, it's not going to do spring down, say, Australia and everywhere else. It's clever enough to know that, depending on what time of year it is, that where it's meant to put those enhancements. So it's quite cool.
On the subject of racks, are there products that have been updated?
Sorry, say again? Didn't quite catch that.
I say, are the racked products still being updated?
The racked products.
Racked.
Rex.
Oh, Rex products. Yes, in fact, AccuSeasons just had an update. I don't think I'm using any of the other ones, so I'm not sure. I do use I use the airport textures. I don't think I've seen an update for that in a while. And I don't use the weather, so because quite frankly, I think Microsoft Weather is absolutely fine. Extraordinary, actually. No, you're right. It didn't used to be.
Oh, at the start there was, it was a bit unpredictable. Then when a world update come out, it just messed it up completely.
Yeah.
But nowadays it seems to run fine.
Oh, I've had some spectacular flights. I posted something up in the positive rate screens there. I was doing an ATR flight coming up over the Rockies, and the weather, there was a bit of cloud. It was live weather. And I just everything looks so amazing, and I'm thinking, I just love, when you're sitting there in the sim just on your own, and you're just having a good time. You just have a great feeling because you just love what you're seeing on the screen. That's what I really like.
Are you on top of the airport?
Just about. Try and slow down.
I went the other way. I got Rex weather at the start because I didn't like the weather that Microsoft had. I'd always had Rex before instead of the other company.
Yep. And how do you find it?
And I found it amazing. And then Microsoft sort of updated their weather, and that's now brilliant. And I hardly ever used the Rex, so it was
There you are.
do I really want to buy the AccuSeasons? Is it going to be similar to the weather, as in, you buy the AccuSeason and 2 months later Microsoft fixed the season sort of thing? So it was I stayed away from it.
You'd have to do I guess you'd have to do a 1-to-1, but I guess all I can say anecdotally about AccuSeasons is I love what I see on the ground all the time. And I do go through and rotate the seasons, so I use the spring setting, and now I've got it on a summer setting, and I really love what I'm seeing now. Does that mean that 2004 wouldn't do the same job or a better job? I guess I'm not really sure, but I don't I don't regret getting AccuSeasons. So
Yep.
I'm still very much enjoying the product, and it's just something that kind of sits in the background anyway, really, isn't it? So it's
Happy lights.
yeah,
We've got happy lights.
yay. Oh, give us a greaser. Give us a greaser. Just about. Oh, rudder kick. I think that's a rudder calibration issue. Yeah.
Very solid to me.
It wasn't until the end I started fishtailing, but it was more to do with my rudders. That's one of the reasons I'm looking at a new set of rudders. I've got the Thrustmaster T series, not the Pendulum, the other ones.
Oh yeah.
But they're analog. Whereas I think the Turtle Beach ones are digital. So I'm constantly suffering with calibration issues on this.
I think Jayhawk might have had the same issue there. I think, didn't he, Jayhawk?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been at it for about 6 months trying to get the settings right, and eventually I got a guy from one of the sites sent me his settings, and to look at them, they look absolutely ridiculous, but they do seem to work.
For the rudder pedals.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
take a screenshot when I get the sim back up and running.
Brilliant. Yeah, send something over, because I've got to do something, because it's doing my head, and it's getting to the point where I'm having to recalibrate just before landing on an airlighter flight.
Yeah, well, that's what happened to me.
If I don't do that, I get like just a slight touch of the right water, it massively kicks full deviation. And then of course, once you do that initial fishtail, you're just trying to correct it, and you just look like a complete idiot. Okay, shut all that down. I'll wait for Sean to.
Well, it looks as though I'm going to have to reinstall this sim again.
Again?
Oh no.
Well, I don't know what's happening, because I've done it all, got it all set up, done the updates and everything, got it all running, and when you go to switch the sim on, it comes up with a mandatory update again, and it does it every time. So
Sean, are you still fine?
I'm standing right opposite you.
I'm just going to go and wipe the hard
I
drive now,
think it's-
reformat it, and start again.
I think the
So I'll
multiplayer.
catch you guys later.
No worries. Take care, mate. All the best.
Thank
Thank you.
I'll drop you a screenshot of them rudder pedals. They look ridiculous, really, but
No,
just try it.
I'll try anything. But yeah,
Take
no.
care.
See you
appreciate
later,
that.
bye.
It's mate.
Okay, I think multiplayer bug must have kicked in again. But anyway,
I'm sitting right opposite you.
yeah, I can't see it.
Opposite.
Yeah, I should be there.
No.
Hang on. I'll jump out the server and come back in. See if that
Nice.
works.
I reckon one of you has landed at the wrong airport.
That could be a possibility. But you see me though, Sean, right?
I did, yes, until I
Yeah.
changed server.
Okay.
I'm on the West USA server and I can't see you. So
No,
there
I'm
must be
on
something.
North. I'm on North.
I
North
meant
Europe.
it sarcastically, so.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Right, I can see you again. Can you see me?
And
I'm on the other side of the runway, sort of thing. Right opposite you.
Yeah, not yet. Not yet. No, this has been happening intermittently as well. This is one thing I hope 2024 finally puts to rest, is this bloody multi-server issue. Multiplayer
Yeah.
server. Completely does my head in anyway. Anyway, that's where we are, guys. Thank you so much for coming on today. It's been an absolute pleasure to talk to all of you. Really enjoyed the company.
Thank you very much, sir. It's been a pleasure. And fun. Great fun.
Likewise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nice,
thanks,
thank
Sean.
It's been good.
We'll have to do more of this in the future, I think. And next week we are doing. Next week we're doing our first ATR flight.
Oh,
Does everybody
yeah.
have the ATR?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
I'm still learning that.
Well, you can learn along with me, because I'm by no means an expert, but I'm reasonably comfortable with it.
I've got two more aircraft to learn. I've got the ATR, and I've also
Yeah.
got the. I've just purchased the Just Flight 146.
It's amazing.
Ooh,
Yeah, because
That's
I've heard good things. So I
that's
thought, you know what? Why
That's
not?
a different level entirely. Different.
I'm still.
Oh, Sean.
I'm still trying to get my head. I'm still trying to get my head around the C160,
Oh yeah,
the Transall C160.
that
It's,
looks really good too, actually.
Sean
Sean,
goes off for a bit of dancing.
Sean just kicked in £3. Sean, thank you so much, mate.
Sorry, I couldn't do it at the start because I was flying and I can't jump between on the one screen. So sorry about that.
Not at all.
Thank you so much for the time, sir.
Oh, likewise, Sean. Thank you so much, and for the donation as well. Absolutely marvelous. I appreciate that. This one's for you, mate.
Thank you.
That's spinning one.
You spin me right round, baby, right round.
Yeah,
Does that
that's
not
not-
make you dizzy?
I'd use that tune if I could get away without copyright infractions. But there you go. Anyways, time to say goodbye, guys. All the best. Thank you so much for coming on, especially Sean for flying with me, and all the donations today. Thank you from Dan and from Shane, Oz Flight Simulator Simmer. Big thank you to Lemon Wolf, Bubba, Stu, J-Hog. J-Hog was on earlier for a brief period, actually. Christian was speaking with us for a while, and of course everybody in the chat today. Evil, we got Sean, Dan, and Dan at the moment. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And from all of us at Positive Rate, family and team, we wish you a fantastic Saturday and a great weekend, and we'll see you next week right here on Positive Rate. All the best.
All right.
Oop, wrong one.